Oh yeah, I think I mentioned a few times on here that I was a bit disappointed with Noah's output and with the stuff they were doing, and maybe it had something to do with the designer and founder of Noah basically also having to juggle designing for Joy Crew, and that maybe had led to Noah's design maybe falling by the wayside. And I have to be honest and put my hands up. I think my writing off of Noah was a bit premature because it looks like they've absolutely killed and smashed out the park this Barber collection or Barber collaboration, sorry, and it's all sold out. Every single colorway of this Barber collaboration that I've just seen is completely sold out, despite how expensive it is, also. And this clearly goes to show that the power of Noah is still bring it's still true. They're still a powerful brand. They still know what they're doing. They still do things very, very tastefully, and they have an appeal that is just maybe unparalleled now at the moment. One of the great things about this Noah collaboration that they've done with Barber is that for once, when you got these classic Barber jackets that most of you know and love, there isn't like a crazy dumb embroidered logo on the back. There's not a crazy dumb screen print of the logo on the left hand sleeve. It's all done very, very, very tastefully. And I think I mentioned it previously on another podcast regarding Supreme and how I felt like some of the stuff in Supreme has basically aged me out of buying it because I think a lot of it is basically aimed at kids because of the excessive use of the logos. But then I also mentioned that I remembered when I used to purchase or buy Supreme often, a lot of the things I used to buy from Supreme, even when I was really young, was stuff that was minimal in terms of branding, but the cut of the jacket or the particular style of the jacket or the t-shirt or the long sleeve or the jersey, whatever it may be, was so unique that you could only purchase from Supreme. That's why you purchased it from there. So it wasn't necessarily always a case of, oh, let me purchase it from Supreme because it's the best brand or because I want to show off the design or want to show off the label. Usually the things I purchased, you couldn't tell it's Supreme until you come really, really up close, and then you can maybe see a little red pull tab next to the pocket. You might be able to see an embroidered logo next to the sleeve that's tonal, but really subtle bits of branding. Nothing like how they do nowadays where it feels like on every garment there's flipping sup written there or ream written on the side or whatever it may be called. There's always some big logo. And I think one of the wins for this Barber collection for me is that essentially what Noah looked like they did was that they went in and basically just updated the classic Barber with some modern colorways and added a bit of their branding. Basically, you got the Noah embroidered here. I think it's embroidery. I'm hoping it is. If it's embroidery, this is gonna last forever. But I definitely think it's embroidery, and maybe they got some detail here on the on the metal snaps in the front. But that's essentially what they did. They just went into Barber and just said, "Hey, can we update the colors? We've always liked to have, because most guys in streetwear and menswear have always had these aspirations of like, oh, if I one day have a collaboration, I'd love to take like a staple product and just flip it one way. Maybe I go and design an alpha jacket, and for once I want to design it with purple instead of having it the conventional green, black and navy, or maybe gray." And I think Noah did the same thing with this Barber collection. Instead of going crazy with the design and adding all these bells and whistles, let's just work on the classic shape and basically present it in these new fresh colorways that you wouldn't be able to get anywhere else outside of this collaboration. And I feel like they absolutely smashed it out of the park. I really, really do. It looks incredibly cool, incredibly clean. I think anybody could wear it. Obviously the logo here, as I mentioned, on the pocket, on the front pocket, is embroidered. So that would mean once you wear this bad boy in, it's gonna fade, it's gonna dent and whatnot, but that logo will stay true and it'll actually wear in really, really nicely over the years. I can definitely ascribe that happening. And usually people wear their flipping Barbers into the ground. You don't really see many people walking around with flipping sparkling brand new Barbers. Even people who wear them in the city, even like toffs, or even like really poshy kids who go to like private schools or really well-to-do older men, whenever you see them in central London driving their Jaguars and having and flipping stepping out of the car with a Barber on, it usually looks like a Barber that's been through the wars. And that's kind of a sign of a sign of pride, right? That you've been able to kind of wear this Barbour in every occasion and it's served you well in every occasion that you've been in. But I absolutely love these. I think they look really, really good. I think the lookbook and editorial that they did with some of their friends and family, no, or they're featured here on the website, looks amazing. I think you got that guy called there, what's his name? Mark Gibson, who's a co-owner of Wilfie and Nell and the Spaniard, which I'm guessing are restaurants. You got a person here called Tansy Kashak, who's the editor in chief of a hotel life in Bushwick, Brooklyn, looking amazing in the purple. Looks so good. You got another guy here called Nick Hakim, who's a musician from Wedgwood, Queens. You got another person called Lanny Halliday, who's a founder and owner of Brutus Bake Shop in Bedford in Brooklyn. Is this lady Brendon Babenzien wife? I'm not too sure. Doesn't he have a wife that looks similar to that? So am I mistaken? Not too sure. But anyway, they look cool. Lou Aponte, who's a drummer for Jesus Piece. Oh, sick. Awesome. He's there wearing a jacket too with combats that look pretty nice. You got another guy here who looks like a model, Daniel Emilio Soares, who's an owner of Almentari Flaneur, which is another restaurant, I'm assuming some sort of place where you get fresh produce, right? He's got a tote bag full of flipping weeds and stuff sticking out of his tote bag, which is the ultimate sign of being a hipster. But let's go to the actual lookbook itself on Hypebeast. I think the lookbook was done expertly well. It says it features a 60-40 take on the Barbour Supreme classic beadle jacket with a waxed cotton beadle. Okay, interesting. What's it saying in the product listing here? Made by Barbour, exclusively by Noah, 60% cotton, 40% nylon sheer, 100% cotton corduroy collar, 100% cotton tartan lining, double ring pull, heavy duty zip closure with snap front flap, storm collar, and a plastic interior, storm cuffs with snap closures, bellowed front pockets with snap flaps and drain vents, tartan body lining. Yeah, so it sounds like a classic Barbour. It literally sounds like they've just updated maybe the material choices by making it 60-40 and then obviously the finishes. But it's basically a classic Barbour. Nothing else has been added to it. No craziness, which is really cool to see for once. And the lookbook here, courtesy of Hypebeast, looks great. Got a couple of dudes just in a boat, you know. Next to a flipping swan, you got another picture here with dudes in a boat. You've got the red Barbour that looks great on this scale, actually. That looks really nice, isn't it? Very, very nice. And then you've got another one here with, I guess, one of those guys that Suarez people, I'm assuming, I guess they're brothers. You got him wearing maybe the brown one and one is a navy one. I love the corduroy collar also. I think that looks pretty cool. There's an orange ones too that looks really nice. But yeah, the whole collection is really, really well done. I have to be honest, it all is really, really well done. And I love every single colorway in this collection. So much so I wouldn't have a favorite if I was going to purchase. I don't know which one I would go for first. Maybe it might be orange, and then maybe red and green. I don't know, at a stretch, just because they're colors you would never get, in retail from flipping Barbour. So why not go crazy? And obviously, it's showing you the water resistant repellent gas technology that happens on the upper, but the one thing that's for certain, you cannot purchase this anymore. They're all sold out. I think US prices was about 800, if I'm not mistaken. Was it 800 or my bugging? I think it might have been 600 maybe, because the dollar and the pound isn't that far off, so it might have been 6. But regardless, 5 bills and it's all sold out. Every single flipping colorway is gone, which is wild to see. Because like I said before, I was reporting on flipping Noah's demise and saying that maybe they've lost it and maybe they're spreading themselves too thin, blah, blah, blah. And here they come. Boom. What's it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different Barbers. And each variation of them is sold out. That's powerful, man. And then you've got the other bits of the collection too. You've got some corduroy pants. You've got a 6-panel duck hat, which would never fit my head because I've got a gigantor head. You've got another one featuring a duck also with a T, which I'm not really a fan of the T-shirts, to be honest. I think the graphics are kind of weak. But everything else is decent. The hat's pretty nice. Again, it won't fit my head. The bucket hat's obviously decent. In that kind of camo type print on there. I love everything about it. I'm not going to lie. The whole thing is pretty nice. Let's see if the wash bag is still available for £52. Is that available? Oh, it is. A Barbour wash bag is available for £150. Sorry, I said £52. It's definitely not 52. 155, and it looks pretty cool. But yeah, big up that collection, and big up Noah for proving me wrong and demonstrating that I don't know what the hell I'm talking about.